AA debut on Monday against Corpus Christi. 5 innings, a 1-run ball, no walks, 5 strikeouts. It'll be interesting to see how he handles the challenge of his second AA outing tonight.
But really knows how to locate his fastball and throw strikes.
Lunging for the next one, Stoneburner is there. Halves.
And there you see, just got in on him a little bit after a couple fastballs, a little bit away. Really, what Wieland does pretty well is he pitches with his fastball, pitches off his fastball, even though he has 3 other pitches. And it'll be interesting to see how long he sticks with that fastball and when it is that he starts going to the secondary stuff early in counts.
First base hit of tonight's ball game. Adams to right center.
And I think there Wieland starts to see the difference between high A and AA. That's a curveball that wasn't too bad, kind of hit his spot, but you get a AA hitter that's hitting 351 with power, and a guy that's hit safely in his last 13 starts in Adams, and he does what he can with that pitch, didn't try to do too much and hit it kind of in the right center field for a single.
And now Eric Duncan. First one chops its way to Stoneburner. Tough play. And there's the final.
Something I noticed in starting Corpus Christi, even though overall Wieland hadn't gotten a ton of ground balls this year, his breaking balls and the slider in particular were able to get him some ground balls against Corpus Christi, especially when he locates it down in the zone and away from hitters. There, Wieland just kind of leaves a fastball up. He was trying to get that down and on the inside corner and just left it up and over the plate out a little bit, and Cox was able to get the good bat of the ball on it.
40% of the rosters of some teams going to the Midsummer Classic. 1-1 to left field, and it's caught there by Leonys Martin. Pitched here in Frisco. Next one swinging to Rodriguez, and the out of Cox at second.
About what we'd expect from Wieland so far today. 2 innings, 24 pitches, 18 strikes, and pretty much even the balls have been right around the strike zone. A couple borderline calls in there, and he's thrown all 4 pitches in his arsenal so far: the fastball, curveball, slider, and changeup. It's the 2 of the hits that we've seen him give up have just been fastballs that he's left a little bit too far up. And that's something that high A hitters, they'll punish you on it every once in a while, but maybe not as consistently as the AA hitters here will. And you can see where the catcher's glove sets up and where it ended up over the middle and up. Proved his curveball really improved, and he made himself pretty much what he is today. Because it's not like he's throwing really any harder than last season. It's just using this stuff a lot more effectively. It was 94 a couple times. I know some radar grounds had him at 93. You're always going to have that discrepancy, but really a minimal difference there. That's about as high as he'll get. I think he might have been just a little bit excited because it was his AA debut. He's probably settled in a little more now. But for the most part, he'll sit at 88 to 92, settle in the upper 80s, low 90s.
Ground ball and through. 2 strikes. Really sharp.
Like this. On our curveball in the dirt. And one of the things that makes Wieland special for his age is the curveball command. The fact that he can throw it for a strike early in counts, but when he gets to 2 strikes and he wants to put it in the dirt there, he's able to do that. And that's usually something that might come a little bit later in guys' career. Wieland, I wouldn't say he's mastered that, but he does it better than most guys his age.
Duncan ready, a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. Loop to left field. Leonys Martin looks like he's got it, and he makes the catch. 2 balls and a strike. Wieland's pitch skied high. Carrying back right center field. Beltre races over, and he makes the catch. A little bit of a different look tonight, Jason, in center field. Beltre is in center. Leonys Martin is in left field. We were told when Martin signed with the Rangers they would flip-flop some. Needless to say, it's Leonys who is typically in center, but tonight a bit of a change.
Both guys with above average range out there. Martin obviously a little more advanced. He's a little bit older. But both guys that really cover a lot of ground out there.
Really can. And Beltre, for whatever offensive struggles he has had this year, defensively has remained pretty much near the top of his game. Swinging to right field. Green is there. A little bit of sunshine.
Even when you don't have that overpowering velocity.
Driven on a line to right field. Green is over. Homer back in the first. Wieland's pitch is skied high. Center field. Beltre backpedals some, and it looks like he's there, and he is.
1 pitch went out for Wieland. Now 51 pitches and 4 1/3, 36 strikes. He's missing a little bit with the fastball. He missed a little bit up there. Hasn't been punished a whole lot because he's not throwing a whole lot of bad pitches. His command hasn't been quite as good as it can be. But overall, I think you've got to be impressed. A guy coming out to AA at 21 years old, and in his first 2 starts, he's done nothing but attack hitters and throw strikes. Wieland should be able to do the same thing.
Cutler grounds. Rodriguez there, and there's out number 2.
And I don't mean to compare the two because they are different pitchers. They're do different things, but it is interesting that they were both signed by the same area scout, Butch Metzger. They're in Northern California and the Nevada area, with Wieland being from Reno and Robbie Erlin being from Santa Cruz.
Well, Butch doing some good work.
He's landed a couple guys. The Rangers' third rounder this year, Kyle Castro, another one of his guys from the Sacramento area.
And here's Jose Garcia. A little bit of a check swing, a blooper, no man's land, and no one gets to it. Another single for these Cardinals.
5th hit Wieland's allowed tonight, all singles. That one a pretty good mid-80s slider there that he located well. Started the swing and stopped it at just the right time to get the bloop single.
Here comes the next one to Jackson. Popped up. Stoneburner out. And Davis is there. Here is the big first baseman, Matt Adams.
First time got a curve
tonight. 2-0 pitch. Fouled off. And the 5th walk all season. Runner takes off from first base, and how about that, Jason? Back-to-back walks.
And now it seems like just maybe a little bit too careful there with his fastball, or just not locating it quite as well as he normally does. Certainly the first time he's issued back-to-back walks this season.
Already infield starts to creep in. Laid down over Wieland. Picks it and throws. Two-one pitch.
Hitters here. Not that he'll ever walk a lot.
1-0 delivery driven high, deep right field. Green backpedaling, nearing the track, but he's there and had plenty of time to haul it in. But this ball game now is tied on a second.
Wieland will probably definitely take because he really left that one up and got a little bit lucky that it wasn't hit harder than it was.
It's tied at 1. And the pitch.
That's a pitch, a pretty good off-speed pitch just off the plate. That probably gets a high A hitter. That'll put him away right there. But the little more advanced hitter, he's just able to foul it off and stay in the box a little bit longer and give himself another chance for Wieland to leave a pitch up in the zone.
3-2 pitch, runner taking off, Sky to right field. Jonathan Green is there. And Green hauls it in. Runner stranded on the corners, but this game is now tied at 1. We go to the batting .348 so far this year in a All-Star game just the other night. Is at third base. 2-1 pitch. Drives this one to right field though. Swagger chasing back, looking up into the swimming pool, and Leonys Martin connects on his 4th home run of the season in a Roughriders uniform and gives the Riders an early lead.
Hey, you talk about the infield singles, but Martin also a guy that's shown the ability to do that. Up 3-1 in the count, looking for a pitch that he can drive, and he got it. He's the type of guy that can shorten up his swing. The thing that's most impressive about him to me is that if he's down in the count or if he needs a base hit, he can shorten up the swing. But there he just got a fastball right down the middle that he could crush. And up 3-1 in the count, that's you just put the good swing on it and hit it out of the park. Maybe not a guy that projects to hit for a ton of home runs, but certainly I'd say about average power overall, and he shows it off there that he's got the ability to really put some juice into one. A slider and a pretty good changeup and looked like a curveball there.
And Bianucci hugs the chalk all the way to the corner. Extra bases for the lumbering DH, who stands in with a double. And that's something that Bianucci really trying to improve upon, he told us earlier. Become not just a home run guy, but really hit for average. We've seen his average dip down to around the 270 mark to alleviate some of that pressure, and he really has performed nicely here for the Roughriders.
And I wouldn't say he projects as a superstar, but maybe someone that can be a first division regular in center field, which is something the Rangers, I would say, have lacked for the most part for the last decade or so. They haven't had a consistent guy holding down center field there, and he has a chance to do that. Not only that, but one thing I think you could say the Rangers lack is a true leadoff hitter. And Martin, while he's not a complete burner on the bases, he is an above average runner. He walks quite a bit. He has a chance to be that guy that gets on base and can steal some bases at the top of the order. 2 outs and Martin bolts to second. Swing and a miss. The throw down to second. Not even close. So you kind of, he stopped a little bit, but still, you know, once he got going with that early start, he was able to steal the base very easily. Stolen base number 10 for Leonys Martin. 1. Swings to the first, rolls to the right side. Well, even though Belcher hitting just 148 against lefties, gets a first pitch and is able to rip a fastball in right field for a base hit. And the good base running, the second that he sees it's not going to be cut off, never even hesitates, goes straight to second.
Feel it coming in the air. Hear the screams from everywhere. I'm addicted to the thrill.
I'm ready.
It's a dangerous love affair. Can't be scared when it goes down.